Khazana. Well, now in the mid 70s, I have discovered a Khazana, which may be enough to keep me happy for the rest of my life. Unending pleasure of learning music, said a beaming Dr. Sohan Lal, a professor of management retired about 9 years ago, to a friend who was as amazed as Dr. Sohan Lal on the revelation. Post retirement, Dr. Sohan Lal went through a bad phase of health, weak, frail, and almost confined to bed and home. He started writing down his experiences relevant in the Indian context, more to divert attention from the pain and other side effects of over a dozen plus ailments. He was not writing for publication, but when some dozen books got completed, he thought of disseminating these first-hand experience-based works to management students, faculty, and working managers at affordable price. Having been peeved by the interest of the academic publishers, who seemed to be interested in bulk selling of solid thick books at a higher price rather than crisp, short, affordable books embedded in the Indian business context, he started looking for alternative ways. He tried the route of online sales, but found that the concern of established sellers was more on fiction and biographical works and not so much in the kind of literature he had developed. In the meantime, he learned that MHRD had started allowing ISBN numbers to self-publish books also. He then thought of trying that when he learned that an alumni of the institution he had served was facilitating the process. He went ahead on this path, but soon it turned out to be a frustrating experience as the reputed courier service provider engaged by his printers did not deliver the books on time and even showed forged signature of deliveries. Dr. Sohan Lal stopped trusting them when 3 such events occurred, and he could not even retrieve the books he bought and wanted to send for launch. He then tried e-books, which also had several advantages over printed books: ease of buying, dramatic reduction in costs, on-time delivery, free gifting to needy persons, convenience of reading any place, anytime, anywhere in the world, comfort in carrying, in-class sharing on the spot, customized, crisp course material development, and so on. But the website provided by the local sellers let him down badly and made him bitter, with frequent breakdowns, non-response, and outlandish crashing of data with no backup. With no office, attendance, or support service, and funding everything from his limited pension, it was all becoming unbearable and frustrating. One day, out of sheer frustration, he thought of giving up all this and go for pilgrimage, completing Char Dham Yatra and 12 Jyotirlinga Darshanam. In 3 months, that is July, October 2019, he visited 6 shrines in Telangana, Maharashtra, Jharkhand, and Uttarakhand, which was unimaginable as both the spouses were having difficulties of various kinds in performing even a short distance road journey of 1 hour. On return, the same question bothered him: should he stop doing all that he had been trying and turn a new chapter in his life, he wondered. If so, what and how should he engage himself in the things he had never done? In the process of the 3 months pilgrimage, an unusual event occurred. Dr. Sohan Lal got an opportunity to meet an eminent Indian singer, Lata Mangeshkar, on her 90th birthday. Dr. Shankar Lal's elder sister, who had died 6 months ago, liked Lata's songs in her younger days and used to murmur many of them. The sister wanted Dr. Sohan Lal to recite some songs, but his voice did not support it. But when he touched Lata Tai's feet, something happened, and it occurred to him that he should leave everything that was frustrating and start learning music. So what if his voice did not support? He could try playing it on some instrument. Returning home, he dusted a 28 years old Casio that he had bought in Spain to get a company at home, where he was to be alone for 9 months under an exchange program. But he could never play songs as he did not get time, bogged down with academic, administrative, and family matters. He tried to press some keys here and there to get some music. After a few weeks, he was thrilled like a child to play full line of a song, but nothing more happened thereafter. However, he learned to play line by line and then joined the audio recording online. It was not as seamless, but served his purpose. However, when he went to his daughter in March 2020, he was caught in lockdown at Gurgaon due to coronavirus pandemic. His granddaughter's Casio was resting there. He started playing on it, and one day, 14th April to be precise, he was able to play a full song in one stretch for the first time in his life. How did it happen? He was amazed. How could he play one full song, albeit with breaks and trials? He started recording them and joining as audio files online. Crude versions started coming for several songs. Unable to understand how an old person with stiff fingers and frail memory could find and play tunes of full songs without any mentor or support. How? He was puzzled more and more as he thought over it. Even more satisfying was the fact that simultaneously he was learning the design, hosting, and operating his own websites, a topic with which he had lost touch almost a decade ago, so as to disseminate the literature he had developed and is still developing. He almost jumped over the board when he thought of creating a home web server to overcome the difficulties he had faced, and he succeeded in that. Alongside, he kept on making audios and videos of his literature, mixing music here and there, which resulted in several innovative pieces, mixing of songs and pictures of different audios, videos, creating few introductory videos to help learning and assimilation of his subject, strategic management, musically. While searching on Google to understand how he was learning these totally different new things at 74 plus age all by himself with little resources at his disposal, he came across small pieces of information on the functioning of human brain through neurons, dendrites, axons, and synapses. He was surprised with the mention that a typical human brain has potential to form over 100 trillion synapses. Even more exciting was the mention that a typical person doesn't use more than 30% of this potential when he reaches the retirement age of 60 years, and that the capacity to form new memory synapses doesn't diminish with biological age of the person. Does it mean that he could still learn new things different from the past even when he completes platinum jubilee of his life with 2/3 of his unused potential synapses still intact? Notwithstanding scientific and medical veracity of the same, he was glad to discover karoonkakhazana, to be happy till the end of life, learning new things like a child. You can see and listen the experiment vividly if you continue watching this playlist.